Okay, I'll begin the class now. Welcome everyone to the Scaffolding Digital Competency series. I'm Ritika Makhija and today I'll be your mentor. So before I actually teach you all the tools, what you're going to learn today, I want you all to see the final output. So I'm going to post a link in the chat box and just click on that link and join that particular website. You can enter your name and log in. This is also accessible through phone. So just click on that link and join in the website. Till the time I'll share my screen. Okay, I already have 2 participants. Great. Okay, perfect. 5, 6. Great. Everyone just join in. I'll wait for another 30 seconds and I'll begin. The link is in the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to start the quiz and you all will understand exactly what you all will be learning today. So I'm starting. Okay. So this is the first slide. This is the title slide. I'm moving on to the next part. So like I said, this is the Scaffolding Digital Competency Series 2 that is organized by Bombay Teachers Training College. And my name is Ritika. As I already told you, I'm a student teacher at BTTC. And I am an SDC mentor. And I also learn the language French. Okay. There's a small activity that's coming up on your screen. Just answer the particular question. Just answer the particular question. You all have 22 seconds remaining. Great. Almost everyone has answered. 10 out of 14 have answered. Great. Okay. Last 10 seconds. Okay. Time's up. Okay. So that was a polling activity that you all saw. Coming to the next part. Basically, this is for all the new teachers that want to make their virtual classrooms more interactive and more visually appealing, because as we all know now, you all are the teachers for young learners. So they love content that is animated, that is visual. So they learn better. So that's exactly what I'm going to teach you all with the 2 tools. So today we're going to learn quizzes and storyboardthat.com. So the one that you're on is actually quizzes. And this video will be uploaded on my YouTube channel as well. So you can check it out there if I miss anything. Coming to the second app, storyboardthat.com. It's actually a website which is also accessible via phone. And this website is used for creating comic strips. You all might have come across, comic books that you all read when you all were small. So here you all can create those comic strips which basically use animated characters. And there is complete customization of everything with respect to the scene, dialogue box, elements, characters. And the only drawback is that the particular website has a 14-day trial period, which means if your 14-day trial period expires, you will have to log in with a new email ID. And you can also download that particular comic strip in various formats, which I'll be showing you all. And you can also create GIFs. So I have shown a sample of a particular storyboard that I created. This is actually Rajiv sir, who's a coordinator for SDC, and all of our mentors. So this is the kind of characters that you all get in comic strips. I will show you all how to create everything. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm gonna begin the session now. All right. So this was basically quizzes. Just to end this particular activity, one last polling question on your screen, and I'll end it here. Great. Perfect. So you can see that I'm already seeing how many participants are answering the questions. Perfect. 10 out of 14 have already answered. That's great. Okay, I'm going to end the question now. All right. So all done. Thank you so much for participating in my quiz. I will now be exiting this particular app and showing you all how quizzes actually works. Just a second. Yeah. So basically you all were introduced to quizzes. So now how to use quizzes in your session. So I'm going to just go back to my home page. You all can come back on your Zoom screen. So basically on any browser, whether it is Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, either of them, you can type in quizzes.com, Q-U-I-Z, again I and double Z.com. This is an online formative assessment platform wherein you can assess your learners on the topic that you teach. Yes, some of you all might be thinking that this is similar to Kahoot. There is actually a difference. When you use Kahoot, the questions will not be visible on your student's screen. They will have to use two screens. They will have to see the questions on one screen and answer the questions on another screen where they've logged in from. In quizzes, if you all noticed, the questions and answers, everything was available on one screen itself. So this is an advantage that I found when I used quizzes in my lessons. So after you have logged in via Facebook or Google or normal when you register, you can just go to the create tab here. So this is going to be a home page. Okay, this is going to be a quizzes library. So you will just go on the create tab here, the purple icon. Now you have two options. Either you can create just a quiz, which will just have the questions, whether it is MCQs, true and false, or polling, or you can also create a lesson wherein you can upload your slides and in the middle you can ask questions. That's exactly what I did. I uploaded my slides and in the middle I asked 2 to 3 questions. So I'm going to show you a lesson. Now this is the beta format, so they're still developing this. So I'm going to give it a title, sample STC. You will also have to select a particular subject. You can select more than one. So I'm just showing you how this works. Okay. So you created your lesson. Now, once your lesson template is created, what next? You have to upload your content. So by default on quizzes, this is going to be your first slide. This is your title slide. You can change the theme. If you notice on the right bottom, there are particular themes given. I had selected this for the quiz that you all played. So there are multiple themes you can select. Now, for example, I want to go with this. If you want to edit something, you cannot edit on the workspace here. You will have to go over here where the title tab and text tab is there. So if I have to edit the title further, I'll say sample STC Ritika. So you can see that it's being changed here automatically. Text. Okay. You can also underline the text, highlight it, make it a subscript, superscript. You can also add a particular image, audio, or video. Okay, these are all the media files that you can add. Now let's say I want to add a further slide. So I'm going to go and add slides. Now you see these are the templates that are given to you. Title and subtitle, title and bullets, title and text. And then there's a media template as well where you can incorporate image, audio clip, or video, or maybe side by side as well. So for example, I want to go with media with bullet points. Okay. So here on this particular tab, you will upload your media. Okay. So I'm going to show you all a sample image that I have ready. If there are any doubts, you all can post in the chat box. I'll get them clarified. Okay, just a second. Okay. Yeah. So this is my particular image. So I'm just going to click on it and you can see that the image is being loaded here. Now I want to add certain bullet points to it. So I'm going to say bullet number 1, SDC. And I'm going to write the mentor names, for example. Ritika Makhija, Zubia Sheikh, Sabil Sheikh, and so forth. You can continue writing the names and you can see that the text has been updated here. Okay, I want to use another format now. But now I don't want to use slides. Now I want to use the interactive questions. So you all had answered MCQs and poll. There are multiple formats given. Let's say I want an open-ended question. Open-ended question here, you don't have to restrict your students, your learners to selected responses. They can add whatever they want in the form of a sentence or paragraph. It is up to them. So for example, what is the full form of STC. Again, I'm repeating the question. So you can see here, open-ended questions are ungraded. They are marked as correct in your reports. Like I said, there is no selected response for it. So all answers are accepted. You can also change the time limit. So let's say for your questions, you all had 30 seconds. I kept it limited. Maybe for this question, I can keep it up to say 60 seconds. It's a big answer for my students. So you can see it has been updated here as an interactive question. But now, maybe due to some network error or site error, I don't want to keep on typing on just the quizzes.com website. I want to add the slides that I've already made on my Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'm going to click on the small tab here. Do you see import slides in black that is below the add slides? Import slides basically gives you an option to add your PDFs, your Google Slides and your PowerPoints onto the website. So you can directly import it. But this particular website only accepts PDF format. So anytime if you have created a PowerPoint, you will have to export that as a PDF and then directly upload it here. So I'm going to show a sample again. So quite recently, I had done a lesson on tenses for grade 6. So I'm just going to show you that particular PowerPoint. So I had converted that PowerPoint into a PPT, into a PDF. So you can see that each slide is getting converted. Now maybe some slides I don't want to add here, so I can also delete them. So you see the purple tick marks, I can also delete those. So let's say I don't want certain slides. Maybe I feel it's not needed. So I'm just removing everything. Okay. And I will click on import. So now the slides are getting imported onto your quizzes platform. The drawback of importing is that you will not be able to edit those slides. So now my tenses has been added over here, but I cannot edit them because it comes as a media file, as an image. So an image cannot be edited. So whatever editing you had to do, you should have done that editing in Microsoft PowerPoint. So you can see all my selected slides are added here. You can also see certain an animated character of Gandhi ji on the left. You can see that. So I had used Gandhi Jayanti as a theme for my lesson. So this particular animated character I got from storyboardthat.com. There are various historical characters available, so it is going to be very easy for you all to create a comic strip or a character. So now I want to add, let's say now I want to add another interactive question. Maybe I want to add a poll. So this is just a sample. So I'm just going to type in gibberish. Second. Yeah. Okay, this is just gibberish. So I'm just going to enter. So you can see that the options are being updated over here. Since this is a poll, there is no right or wrong answer. It just has to be tick marked according to the student. If you don't want to add text for your student, you can also add an image for the option. So an image would come in this box right here. Again, you can change the timing settings. It's 30 seconds by default. You can change it up to 10, 5, or it can go up to 10 minutes also, 15 minutes also. So I'm keeping 10 seconds. Okay. But now I am running out of questions to add in my slide. I'm not sure which kind of questions should I keep on adding. Again, I will click on add slides and there is a small tab here known as teleport questions. This means that you get to select questions based on your topic from the quizzes library. So now let's say I want questions on tenses. Okay, and you just click on search. So you see there are various quizzes templates that have been prepared by other teachers and you can directly use their question. For example, I want to use this question. At the moment, I dash English grammar. So it's talking about present continuous tense. So I'm just going to click on add. So now the question has been added, as in it's been added on the left side, on the left tab. So you can see that question 2 was imported. Similarly, I want to add more questions. There is no limit to adding any amount of questions. You can always keep on adding. There is no issue. You can see how easy it is. So once this is done, I'm just going to click on the arrow and my quiz is ready to go. So you can see all the template, all the interactive questions have been added here. Sorry. But now I want to change the order of this question. Maybe I need this particular question a little above. So you just drag it up. So you can see that it's been dragged and now it's been updated. So this was how to create your lesson on quizzes. Once the lesson is created, you will just click on publish. So you will get certain selections here. Select language English, yes, but there are other languages also that you can use over here. So for now, I'm going to go with English. Okay, one sec. Yeah. Select grades. Now this is mandatory. You will have to select a grade, otherwise your quizzes will not get published. So let's say it's from grade 5th to grade probably, let's say 8th. Yeah. Public, that means it's the quizzes that you have created will be visible to everyone and it will come under teleport questions. If someone wants to use your questions, they can use that. And private, it's only visible to you. So let's say for now I want to keep it public, which is visible to everyone. And I will just click on publish. So you all can see that now my quiz, my lesson is ready to go. So it's already been saved in my quizzes library. I can duplicate it. That means I can create another copy and make modifications. I can directly share it with the instructors. That means you're the teachers on this platform. What I did with y'all was actually start a live lesson. So I'm going to show you how to do that also. So I clicked on start a live lesson. I changed the settings here. If you all noticed, you all had to enter your own names. So I disabled name factory. Name factory is basically where quizzes gives you pet names, but I want my learners to enter their own names so I can track their progress. Show slides on participant device. Yes, I want that because of interactive questions. Timer also is there. You can show leaderboard. I had disabled it. Music is not advisable because it really distracts the students. So this is how you present a live quiz in a live Zoom class. So I just clicked on present and it was ready to go. Another way is to assign that particular quiz, to assign that particular lesson. So you can see your assign homework, that is asynchronous learning. So you will share the link of this particular quizzes to your learners, to your students. Obviously, because you're sharing it as a assignment, it's better if you can keep a deadline. So let's say today is 3rd November. I want my students to submit it on, let's say, 6th November. The time also can be edited. So let's say I want it at 1:30 p.m. Okay. And I just continue. Here, if you see the option below, it says assign to a class. That means on quizzes or on this tab here on the left side, you can make your classes, which means you can give the link of that particular class to your students and they will join it on quizzes itself. So I'm just going to click here for now, continue. So you can see my assignment is being loaded. Now, if you have a Google Classroom with your students, you can directly share it over there, or you can share a link that is of quizzes itself. And it also gives you the platform of uploading that link on Microsoft Teams, Schoology, Canvas, Reminder, and Twitter as well. Or they can use joinmyquiz.com and enter this particular code. All options are possible. So this was how to assign your quiz to your learners. Now this is creating a quiz. Now let's say you're not comfortable with creating a quiz. You want to probably use existing quizzes. So you will go on the explore tab here and you will type whichever topic you want. For example, let's say I want something regarding history. It can be anything. So you can see there are multiple quizzes that pop up. You can select any quiz and play with your learners. You can also edit them. Just click on this. And you can see same format it is. You can start a live quiz, assign homework. You can also edit it here. Okay, so this was basically how to use quizzes in your lessons. Once the learners play the quiz, whether it is in a live classroom or in an asynchronous class, you can see the reports tab. Reports tab is basically how much they have answered, how well they have answered, what is the time limit, whether they found it difficult or not difficult. All of that is given. So the quiz that you all played was here. So 14 participants played the quiz, and you all can see the different analytics that's been given by the platform itself. So you can also download and print this particular report. That is also possible. This is nothing like a digital report card for the particular content. So this was quizzes.com, the most basic features. If you want to upgrade to super, you get more features, which I have not explored yet because I'm still using the free version. For this particular quizzes, you will need a laptop because it's not accessible via phone to create a lesson at least. Okay, so that was the first tool. Coming to the second tool, that is storyboardthat.com. So on Google or on Safari, whichever browser you have, you can type in storyboardthat.com. So now this is a little tricky. So please remember, you cannot directly log in on storyboardthat.com. If you want to use the free trial, that means when you create your comic strip, you don't want the watermarks because the storyboard watermarks are huge. So to avoid that, there's something called as user free trial. So just on the web page itself, there is something called as start your 14-day free trial. Once you do that, you log in via your Google, your Gmail ID or Facebook or Microsoft, whatever you're comfortable with. And once that login is activated, you will get a confirmation email. Okay, so you have to confirm your email address from here, and only then will you get the free trial. So you can see I have just started this today. So the free trial is on from today. So that is 14 days from today. Okay, so that was the login process. Now, once you're logged in, you will enter your storyboard, that dashboard. So you will simply go down and click on create a new storyboard. First, I'm going to show you how to create a storyboard, and then I'm going to show you how to use the existing resources on that particular website. Oh, yeah. So this is the comic strip platform. So now these particular squares that you see, they are called cells. Okay, so you see add or delete cells here. You can create up to how many ever cells you want. So let's say right now I need 4 cells here, 6 cells here. I can probably increase it also. So you can see how it's being increased, and I just click on update my storyboard. Okay, so I'm just going to show you all 3 for now. Yeah. Okay, so now you'll see the various features over here. Scenes, characters, textables, shapes, infographics, web, wireframes, science, worksheets, and upload. Science is actually just for science students because they have a lot of these laboratory instruments, etc. that you can use. So maybe for science teachers, this is going to be very helpful. Upload tab is when you can upload your own images, probably something that you need for a lesson. You can upload on storyboard itself. So I start with the first one, scenes. Now under scenes, these are nothing but backgrounds. Okay, so there are various backgrounds available. Remember, all of this is for free because you have that 14-day free trial. So town, entertainment, home, school, athletics, historical, US history, and so forth. There are multiple backgrounds. Let's say for now, I want to take US history. So you just have to drag the particular background and leave it on the box. It will automatically adjust to the cell size. Now you can also edit the scene. What does edit scene mean? I'll show you all. You can show daytime, nighttime, you can show clear skies, rain, sunset, same. Both is possible. You can show rain. Let's say for now I want to keep it as rain. You can change the color of the sky here. You see that storyboard is giving you that option as well. So I'm just going to update my scene. So my background is ready to go. Now on that particular background, I want to add a character. Again, there are multiple options in characters. If you all remember, I showed you all the character of Gandhi ji. How did I get that? It is not available here. You will have to search a lot. So instead of searching that much, there is a search tab here. Just type in Gandhi and you click on search. So the template, the comic character for Gandhiji will load. So you can see here Gandhiji has been loaded here. Okay, that was just an example. Now I'll take another character because this is we're talking about US history. So let's say I want medieval, for example. Okay, so I'm going to drag this character here and it will automatically get pasted on the cell. 1 second. Yeah. Now you can also edit the position of the character. You just click on edit pose here. You can change the expressions. So you can see here the preview, you can see. So I'm changing the expressions. I'm changing the position of the hand as well, the leg too. I can also edit the hair color, skin color, clothes, etc. So let's say I want to change this. So you can see the preview, it's been updated from all angles, front, back, right and left. This also is possible. You will just have to click on which angle you want and you can update the pose. You can add more than one character in a storyboard. That also is possible. Same method you will use. You can tilt them. You can choose whatever expressions you want. There is also something called as a preset poses here, which is happy, sad, crying, and so forth. So you can also select that and automatically the poses get updated. So you can see I have updated the pose. I'll just change the skin color so it looks a little more real. There you go. So your one cell is ready to go. Now I'm going to show you the other cell, what you can do. Now let's say we're talking about science teachers. So I'm going to change the background firstly. Let's say I want the school background. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I want the school background, probably a science lab, for example. So I go to science and I add the instruments. You can see that there are instruments which are related to anatomy, equipments, astronomy and space, and there are other symbols. So you can use these for your science lessons very well. So the brain is there, the digestive system, etc. Whatever you want. You can resize them also. You can change the color as well. You can position them exactly wherever you want them to. This can be used as a great set induction activity, I believe. In fact, I had one of my peers who transformed an entire English prose lesson into a storyboard. So each dialogue that was mentioned in the textbook of that chapter was transformed on the storyboard app using a character and the dialogue box. So I'm going to show you what is that dialogue box. So after characters, we go to textables. So these are the various dialogue boxes or the bubbles that we see generally in comic books. So you can see for speech it is there, for action it is there. There are various shapes you can use, objects, banners, signs. There are multiple things you all can explore it later on. So I'm going to drag the speech bubble and I can edit this. So I'm going to say hello, for example. You can change the color of the speech bubble. You can change the text style, the size, the alignment, bold, italics, it's up to you. All right. This was how to use storyboard. Now I'm going to show you all the next tab. Shapes, you all can see that there are various shapes. Probably for maths lessons, you all can use the area of a triangle, hexagon, square, rectangle. You all can use this for your maths lessons. You all can use infographics. I used infographics in my economics classes a lot, especially from storyboard. The webs and wireframes, these are again elements that you can use depending on what content you're teaching. And there's something called as worksheet as well. Worksheet is nothing but the layout of a worksheet that storyboard provides you. So you can see there are graphic organizers, there are headers, elementary school, science, maths, etc. There are multiple things. So let's say I want my students to do a geo is graphic organizers. So you see the template here. you will have to resize this because this is an element after all. It's not a background. So you will have to resize it according to the cell. Now, this was the most basic way to create your storyboard. But I want to change the layout of my cells. I don't want just plain squares, plain cells. I want something else. So you click on the layout tab here and you can see the various options on the right side and the left side. So you see title and cell. So you see here, I can give this a title. Let's say this was US history. Uh, just a second. Yeah, US history. Let's say this is science related. Okay, and this was my worksheet. The geo. Okay, so this was one layout with the title and the cell. There's another layout which is cell and description, wherein you can describe what's happening in that particular scene, and you can have all three, whereas title, cell, and description, all of them is possible. Now coming to the layout, you can have a small poster, a big poster, a T chart, a grid, spider map, cycle layout, timeline. Timeline is very helpful for history teachers. They can create a timeline of that entire chapter and show it to them. So you can see, choose your timeline dates. So this is obviously I will have to change it. So I'm not going to show that here, but you all can change it as per whatever your timeline is. Okay, so this was the most basic feature storyboard. Now, once this is ready to go, what next? How do you download them? So you click on save. You will have to give this particular storyboard a title. So right now we're doing not for an assignment, because here also you get an option to create an assignment and create a classroom for your students. So I'm going to say sample 1. Description also you all can give, and I'll click on save storyboard. So it will give you multiple options to download. You will have a PPT, a PDF. So I'm going to show you all the options available. This is blank because I have not completed it. This was just to show you. You all can continue it further. So you click on view all options or just directly download whatever is feasible. So download as a PDF, a high resolution image, an image pack. An image pack here will be a zipped file. So you'll have to unzip it. Then a PowerPoint. Now in a PowerPoint, what happens is each cell is on one slide. Coming to an animated GIF, and also you can put it up directly on social media. So this takes a couple of minutes to download. So I'm going to show you all the ready templates that I have. So you all can see these are .gif files. Here what I've done is I've just pasted the character on the cell and I've pasted with different poses. If you all want, I can show you all that as well, how to create a GIF. So until this loads, we'll just go back to the website. Yeah. Okay. So we click on download. So you all can see animated GIF is an option that's given here. So once you all do that, it will create a GIF, a customized GIF. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll create a new storyboard. I'll quickly show you how to create a GIF. Yeah. So I'm going to characters. Let's say I want a GIF of Gandhi. G. Yeah. Dragging the character, increasing the size. I'm going to resize it further. Okay. You all can crop the particular character as well. If you all see this icon here to crop, you all can rotate it, you all can flip it also. That also option you have. I'm going to change all the customizations. Yeah, and now I'm going to copy the same character on all the 3 different cells. You see the copy icon here? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy it twice because there are 3 cells. Yeah. Now I'm going to update the pose. So I'm going to edit the pose. Let's say in the first image, it's just standing. Maybe in the next image, it is happy. In the third image, maybe another pose. Let's say determined. Okay. You will save this, you will give it a title, and when you click on download, you will click on download as animated GIF. So it's taking a minute, but yeah. So now you will just click on download animated GIF and it will automatically download. So you see preparing your download. It takes a few seconds. So I'm going to show you all how the GIF looks. Just give me a okay. What happened? Okay, just give me a minute. I think my screen share stopped. Yeah. Okay. I hope my screen is visible now. So you can see the animated GIF that's over here. I have cropped the character further and I've given it these expressions. So you can use these also in your lesson and you can incorporate this in your PPT and you can in fact use this in your quizzes template as well. Only drawback is that the GIF will not be visible on the quizzes template. It will just come as a .jpeg file, which is an image file. So these were the two tools that you all learned today.